Opposite La Meridian, I'm at the DAG, that is Delhi Art Gallery. So look at this, very tastefully done. And what really attracts me is this little library, in-house library of theirs. Look at these books, a wealth of knowledge here on art and craft, painting. Look at this, the iconics. Lovely. Need time to go through all these books. Well, this is a painting of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. The artist is unknown, I believe. A great warrior and a great king of Punjab. So the exhibition is on Princes and People of India, portraits by Emily Eden, curated by Mary Ann Pryor. So I read from here, both Emily and Fanny traveled with George on his expedition from Calcutta to Lahore to visit the court of Maharaja Ranjit Singh in 1838. Along the way, Emily drew portraits of people she met. Her subjects include Afghan and Sikh nobles, Akali Nihang and hill people, fakirs, domestic servants and hunting attendants, anyone who caught her eye, whether young or old. On Eden's return to England, 29 of her sketches were engraved as lithographs and published as portraits of the princes and people of India by Dickinson and Son in 1844. So they say that this exhibition includes a complete set of prints from that series, along with letters, typescripts, sketchbooks and other material from the Eden family archive. We have also displayed other works that relate to the court of Ranjit Singh and the Punjab of his time, including a remarkable set of company paintings made in Lahore around 1850, giving a local perspective on the same subject. So this is what it is. Look at this. These are the... So it's written plates from portraits of the princes and peoples of India. It's a set of 24 hand-colored lithographs as well as a front piece based on the portraits sketched by Emily Eden between 1836 and 1842. And Eden made these portraits while she and her sister Fanny accompanied her brother George Lord Auckland to India during his tenure as Governor General. Journeying across northern India, she not only captured nobility or people of higher caste, but also distinct ethnic groups, servants, hunting parties, soldiers, and religious devotees. And in 1844, Emily arranged for her portraits to be published alongside her descriptions of the Indian rulers and subjects. The accompanying letterpresses infused the prints with some of her sharp intellect and dry wit, familiar with her private correspondence with her close family and friends. Painting of a fakir. The person represented in the print, you can see out here, is a fakir. So this is the figures in this print are jamadars of chaprasis or headmen of the servants, whom it is usual to employ in India for the process of taking orders, carrying letters, etc. They're generally dressed in a kind of livery suit to the native costume. This is during British period. This is a portrait of Maharaja Dalip Singh. Soldiers, I believe. Well, I'm going to read from the write-up here. Akalis or immortals, Sikh religious devotees, being very wild in appearance and turbulent characters. They formerly were lightly employed in the Sikh armies and were often remarkable for acts of desperate courage, but their license renders them formidable to any regular government, and Ranjit Singh gradually reduced their numbers and broke their power by distributing them in small companies among his disciplined battalions. Their blue dresses, their high-peaked turbans, the rings of steel which they wear as a peculiar emblems of their devotion to the first great military leader of the Sikhs, that is Guru Gobind, and the profusion and variety of their arms make them very picturesque objects. Well, this is the Raja of Patiala, is chief of the largest of the Sikh principalities on the south bank of the Satluj, who owe allegiance to the British government and are under its protection. A miniature painting of Maharaja Ranjit Singh here. Well, I'm going to read the Arab servants of Sir Alexander Burns have the usual dress and appearance of men of their nation. So this shows a fakir. So these large Indian camps have a fakir attached to each, who sits with his staff stuck in the ground and beating a drum by the roadside near the encamping grounds, to which he points out the path. Interesting, right? So here you have a favorite and successful young student of the Hindu college in Calcutta, where the scholars acquire a very perfect knowledge of English and have a familiarity with the best English writers, which might shame many of our own schools, it's written. The Hindu youths have an extraordinary aptness and precocity as scholars, and their exhibitions are very interesting and gratifying. This young student, who was the son of a native gentleman of rank in Calcutta, recited English poetry with particular grace and propriety. And well, this is a child of one of the servants of Government House. Now look at this, and I'm going to read. The print represents one of the favorite horses of the Maharaja's stable, with Jamadar or head officer of that department of his household. The jewel trappings of the horses were of the most costly description of jewels, being chiefly emeralds of immense size and value, hanging round the neck, covering the forehead, and fastened on the front of the saddle. The jewels and ornaments were said to have been worth about 300,000 pounds. The Maharaja was passionately fond of horses, and he would make war on a province to procure the surrender of any which were reputed of peculiarly pure breed. He kept them highly fed in large numbers and was almost in the daily habit of inspecting them, adorning them on occasions of particular display with the finest diamond called Kohinoor, or Mountain of Light. The plate below, look at that, this one, shows, it represents some of the finest of the jewels which the Maharaja possessed, and which he, with great kindness, sent to the camp of the Governor General for the inspection of the ladies. The drawings were made for an exact measurement of the stones. Number one is the famous Kohinoor, a mountain of light. It is the largest diamond known to exist and was taken from the Peacock Throne of Delhi by Nadir Shah, an amateur of Delhi, got possession of it in the pillage of Nadir Shah's tents after his assassination. It descended to Shah Suja, and after he had been driven from his throne, had taken refuge in the Punjab. It was extorted from him by Ranjit Singh by severities almost amounting to torture. It's a magnificent stone, but the natives are unable to give that brilliancy to diamonds which the superior workmanship of European jewelers ensure. Number two represents one of the pearls of which the Maharaja possessed 3 long strings, and which jewels he considered next in value to the Kohinoor. Number 3 is an uncut ruby, on which some Persian characters were engraved. Number 4 is topaz, to which stone the natives attach a great value than we do in Europe. Number 5, 6, and 7, look at that, are emeralds belonging to the trappings of the horse and were worn on the breast and the forehead and on the saddle below. Just look at this. Look at the horse adorned with these precious stones. Look at this, the dogs and the It's a king of all his establishment of dogs and hawks. Follows the Governor General. While they may be required and though the sport may be tame to European notions, the good feeling of the king and sending them is always cordially welcomed and acknowledged. All in great detail. So Emily Eden sketchbook, Voyage to India. Look at that, so beautiful. So you can make of it the farmer with the bullocks and there is this lady with a baby balancing a pot on her head. Here you can see a well from which he takes out the water carrier, and he's quenching the thirst of a person who needs it. Well, this is a Persian wheel, as you can see, drawing out water to irrigate the land. And also the bullocks walk on the grain to take out to separate the grain from the chaff. So this is again another trade of dyeing, that is coloring the fabrics. So what I've been reading and showing are Lahore company painting. So now what are these? They are works by Indian artists commissioned by Europeans in India from the 1770s onwards to record the landscape, people, costumes and monuments of India. The style is characterized by the use of watercolors, linear perspective and shading techniques reminiscent of picturesque scenes of India by British artists. And company painting emerged in Lahore in the mid to late 19th century, paralleling the British expansion into Punjab following the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. The selection highlights a set of popular subjects associated with Lahore but oriented towards British artistic preferences, depicting 6 subjects: costumes, trade and monuments. This and much more. Come here and see for yourself if you can whenever you're in Delhi. It is opposite the La Meridian. Opposite the La Meridian here. So well, this is the DAG, that is Delhi Art Gallery for you.